Friendship supreme. Friendship supreme. Finding the geek within.
Hey everybody, my name is Michael.
My name is Cleve.
And welcome back to another exciting episode of Friendship
Supreme.
Dun, 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 dun. We're the podcast that dares to ask. Well, I guess Marvel already asked. What if?
What if we made an episode
about what ifs? The What If series is finale, and so let's talk about it a little bit. It's a big deal that the Marvel Cinematic Universe decided to dump some money into a comic book idea that existed and never was going to come to a fruition on TV. Or
I mean, we could have never received this. Not saying that I feel like they could have just kept it, but they didn't have to. So it's really cool that they did. I feel like they gave us something in between all the other action-packed things they have going on. Just kind of sit back and enjoy.
It was definitely different than everything else we've gotten.
Yes.
Which was nice. I mean, it's nice to have something else. But we're just kind of gonna discuss the things we liked, the things we didn't like, things that were frustrating, things that seemed really cool. Let's just kind of get into it, I guess. I just spent the last hour before the show because I watched the finale, right? I watched the finale, finished the finale, and I had one question on my mind, Cleve. Do you know what that question was?
What if?
It's apparently the same question that a lot of people out there are having. Who the fuck was this goddamn Gamora and fucking Tony Stark that were here? I went through every episode. I watched that and I looked at Katie and I was like, I can't do this. I was like, I missed something. I was angry with myself. I'm like, because I was watching these late at night because Katie doesn't really like them that much. And so I'm sitting there watching them late at night by myself. And I would doze off occasionally, but I would try to rewind and watch shit. I watched every single episode in 2 times speed because I'm like, I missed something. I know I did. And I'm sitting there looking at Katie. I'm like, I don't know. I was like, I hate to admit that. I was like, I don't know how to tell Cleve that I don't know what the fuck these 2 characters came from. And I promise I watched the series and I'm sitting there like, okay, was it this episode? No. Was it this episode? No. And while I'm doing this and losing my fucking mind, Katie Googled it. And evidently there are 2 episodes that just didn't air this season that were supposed to air.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And they're going to air in season 2 now. And one of them involved this Gamora.
I was not aware of that. I feel like how you really botched this then. The whole thing is botched if you're just throwing the person in at the last minute. Because we don't even know what her what if scenario is that made her exist,
Nope.
And her and Tony.
And so the when they first came out, and I don't know if you remember when the first trailers, the first promo stuff that they were showing stuff, it had her in it, in that gear. And they kept leading up to that this was going to be a storyline, and then it wasn't. And so that's fine. They never said what the questions were because we didn't get to hear all what the what ifs were going to be. But it was blamed on COVID. But here's the thing: when COVID went down, the big part of the lockdown, the first thing that they said as a company was, "Don't worry, the animation is still going because everybody can be working on it from home."
Also, I mean, we pushed everything else back.
Fair.
Just what you do, because shows do this all the time. Whole show, and then the episode one before the finale, take an extra week. Give yourself for whatever reason, shows do this all the time where they just hiatus.
I would say there's usually a mid-season break in bigger shows the 30
Walking
or
Dead
40 episode shows. There's a midway break. I would have rather that than you to just completely omitted an entire fucking episode that had a character that you were going to cram in at the end.
I don't even know how you're supposed to show us it later.
Right. That's what when Katie said that, I was like, all right, fuck it. Here we go. I'm going to go record now. And Katie's like, oh, this is why. And I looked at her. I'm like, what the fuck is the point? Don't put it in season 2. fuck that.
At this point,
It's dead to you now. That episode doesn't exist anymore. I don't care.
As people who have episodes that we try to prepare and get in line, we know when we miss a deadline that episode can no longer be aired.
We've lost episodes before because shit's happened,
right?
And it just worked that way. Yeah, but
yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a point in time where I'm like, you know what? You don't really need to explain to me Gamora because I know Gamora. She could have been from our universe. It could have been a scene from a movie that we know where it said, Gamora, you've been chosen, and you snatched her up and put her in the show. And we would have had no questions because she came from what we've seen.
And her stupid ex machina bullshit didn't work anyway. So yeah.
Right.
So yeah.
It could have been, when they were on Ego or something like that, or like.
Well, and that, so like they set it up to be this epic moment, right? So the idea, and if you're out there and you haven't seen it, I'm sorry because I'm about to spoil it. But the idea was that she was going to use the Infinity Stone Crusher that she used on her world to destroy these Infinity Stones. Like they set up this entire premise within seconds. So like to us, it like when they showed the machine, I was like, oh, what the fuck is that? And then she put it on him. Like it would have meant so much more and had so much more like weight behind it had I seen it work somewhere else.
Right.
Had I known what the fuck it was supposed to do or what it was like, they're like, let's get the Soul Stone.
Seen it in action, we could have made the episode longer and then just cut that in.
Like they're like, we need to get the Soul Stone. Do you know how confused I was when all they were concerned about was, hey, let's get the Soul Stone? And I don't know if you understood, but when she got the Soul Stone, it was what drove that machine.
When they did it, yeah. But before, I had no idea.
Right. Like, so, like, they're like, we got to get the Soul Stone. I'm like, yeah, the Soul Stone. Like, because if you get that, then, like...
He can't bring people to life?
I'm like, maybe if you had been like, let's get the Mind Stone, I've been like, all right, like Vision, he's gonna fucking die if we take that shit. Yeah. Right. But no, it was like, let's get the Soul Stone. I'm like, okay, that's a plan. I don't know, man. Like, I just like, fuck you, Disney. Fuck you.
Yeah, it wasn't good. You know what? Well, fuck it. Let's just talk about the finale then. Because one, it lets me know that Killmonger never would have worked. We could have never made him a good guy. He was never going to be on the team. He could have never been an Avenger. He was just always going to do his own shit. Like, okay, fine. That's fine. When people were like, oh, you should have made him Black Panther. No, apparently wouldn't work because this guy cannot get off of his own shit.
You know who would have been a great Black Panther? M'Baku.
He would have been. He still could be. But probably not.
Anyway.
I was like, good job. You threw those zombies in again. Congratulations. You found a way. Which I thought, and I could have sworn the promotions when they were doing the Avengers spin thing, that Spider-Man was there. I thought they were going to pull the Spider-Man from that universe.
That would have been kind of cool.
That's why we did that whole episode, not just to throw zombies at someone.
Right. Well, it was to bring Wanda in.
Right.
The look on Wanda's face, that would have probably been my favorite part in the whole season finale. The look in Wanda's face when she's like, here, let me shoot everything I have at Ultron, and he just kind of shakes it. And you just see like the look of defeat in her face, like, fuck.
So I had a problem with that scene too. And here's why I had the problem with that scene is because they could have shown Wanda Vision's face, and that could have maybe taken her out of the game for a moment. And that's how you got the upper hand. And it still could have maybe been, but
like the fact that they're zombies, then it doesn't make sense. Well, also he's a robot, so like it's not
the whole zombies still being able to use their powers didn't make any fucking sense to me.
So I didn't watch the zombie episode. So like I said, I'm not a huge fan. And then I did tonight. I watched it before the finale because I was like, you know what, I gotta watch it. And I watched it, and I would actually tell you it was one of my more I enjoyed that episode more than a lot of the other ones, and it had nothing to do with the zombies. because I agree. I thought it was fucking stupid that the zombies were using powers. I need
Right.
someone to explain to me how Wong and Doctor Strange are somehow throwing fucking portals like it's nothing as zombies.
Well,
Considering how much
and Captain
concentration and shit
America's
it took.
throwing the shield around,
Well, like how much I
or
guess
Hawkeye's
like
fucking splitting heads.
I appreciate that Happy's just missing shots.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, like that was kind of shitty. Like, I'm not sure you can like. I guess I could understand maybe Tony Stark's suit working, maybe not the flying, maybe like the cannon thing because it's just a hand gesture thing. Like if I'm a zombie and I'm just trying to get you and I'm throwing my hands, maybe I could see like lasers shooting out or some shit. But like everything else is fucking stupid.
Or if they were like, you know, in the comic, from what I remember, they're a little bit more intelligent versions of zombies, but we didn't establish that. But
Well, and I'm trying to remember right now. I don't remember seeing a point in time where I know that they ended fighting, but I don't remember Hulk dying. Did he?
does he
Because the
ever?
whole thing is they can't bite his skin.
Right? Did they ever? Does he ever really die?
Well, he was because he was going to end up fighting Wanda. So that was my point. Like I didn't know if Wanda killed him because when they said he's like, oh, you jumped a bunch of zombies. I love zombies. Thor is making the joke. And he's like, it's not what, the zombie, it's not the zombies, it's what came with it. I'm like, fuck yeah, Hulk's going to burst out of this fucking pile of things and just start just swinging people around. And I was like, that's super cool. I'm pumped about that. And there was Wanda. It's like, fuck Wanda, first of all, anyways. But I'm not a fan of Wanda.
At all? Like any version?
Specifically because of the comic books, I'm not a fan of Wanda. And then that just kind of carried out. I think Elizabeth Olsen does an amazing job. I think she plays a great role within the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but like deep down, I know that there's a very sadistic human being inside there.
That's fair. She did enslave a town.
Yeah, right. That kind of proved the point. I don't know.
She was heartbroken.
Well,
anyway,
I think we both agree, but I'll ask you, what was your favorite episode?
I think of all of them, it would be, let me see, just to double check myself. I think I know what it is, but I'm just gonna double check myself. It was T'Challa's.
Yeah. So, and I would agree. I think that was an amazing episode. I really wish
Captain Carter close second.
I feel like they put so much effort into that one. And that's kind of why I ended up veering off and not enjoying as many of the other ones because I felt like we lost passion for that project.
I kind of lost it towards because the third one after that was what if we lost the world's mightiest heroes, and what if Doctor Strange's was good.
Doctor Strange was good. That was going to be my second one. I would say Doctor Strange would be my number 2.
But I feel like the what if series was always what if small tweak. What if small tweak? What if small tweak? And then it became what if,
every Avenger was dead,
murdering people. What if Killmonger was randomly in this country that Tony Stark was in?
Right.
And I was like, what?
Yeah, so the episodes were, if I remember correctly, Peggy Carter, T'Challa, Earth's Mightiest Heroes being dead, which was Hank Pym killing everybody. Then was it Killmonger?
Strange.
Oh, Doctor Strange and then Killmonger?
And then zombies. And then Killmonger.
Oh, okay. Zombies, Killmonger.
And then Thor was an only child.
And I hated that one. I really did not like that episode.
You know what? You know why? Because he was just Rob Gronkowski as Thor. That's why you hated it. Because I didn't enjoy it.
That's a fair assessment.
Chris Hemsworth was still funny, but it was like you know what it was? It had a Ferris Bueller's Day Off feel to it too, which was odd.
So my theory behind why they did this one is because so many people loved the scene when Thor's sitting at home with Korg playing video games and getting drunk and eating pizza. So many people thought that was such a funny scene and enjoyed it that they created that scene as an entire episode.
And that's so weird to me too, because I thought it was a way to give these people who are crying about everything being so different and there being minorities and women involved in their roles. Here's your white male. You guys are still good. Don't you worry.
I appreciate what they did to Loki.
Yeah.
Take that, everybody that loves him so much.
So does it? Why does he have the form now?
Right.
I guess he would have never changed his form. So do you not grow on whatever? Doesn't matter. Do you not grow on Asgard? Is that what's
I
happening?
have to think it was like a environmental situation. Like he was on the ice planet, so like he had to grow to be like an ice giant.
Maybe. I enjoyed the What If Ultron 1 episode because
It was good.
One because it was finally Age of Ultron and not like a couple of days of Ultron.
Fair.
But
it was the first time I was like, hey, Hawkeye's not terrible.
I enjoy the idea and like the
except for when he sacrificed himself. It was fucking stupid. I don't want to fight anymore. Fuck you, Hawkeye.
Well, you know, here's the thing though, it mirrors Endgame.
Fair.
It reverses that sacrifice because you can't bring him back this time. And two, you know, had we not blown off the robot's legs, he would have just been fine, and we could, you know, all have gotten out. But whatever, doesn't matter.
I love that we brought in Zola.
Oh yeah, I enjoy that. I enjoy that he was like, "Yeah, I'm here." Pop, pop. Don't you try no funny shit. But yeah, definitely backfired on you know, the death of your best friend. That's unfortunate.
But she gets to be in another
universe with
another.
Yeah,
it was weird. So the very end, he says, you know, your backup Avengers. And I saw Danvers. So Captain Marvel was the only one I saw flying around fighting. I couldn't tell. I didn't pause it and wait.
They zoomed in on Captain America too. So it's Captain America and Captain Marvel. I don't remember anybody else.
So I would love someone to explain to me how Captain Marvel can stop fucking Thanos, but it's having problems with goddamn Loki.
Nick Fury, I think, was there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she spoke to him. So okay, let me ask you: as a whole, did this work to you? Is it all ruined by Gamora?
No, it's not ruined by Gamora. The reason I think that it didn't work for me is I didn't need it to be a linear story. I didn't need this all to be connected. I actually would have preferred it not been connected.
Yeah, like the Star Wars Visions,
right? Well, and I think that's partly
like individual story,
and I think that's partly what made the comic book series successful. Was none of them ever tied to each other.
Yeah,
I get that we're using Uatu as like and by the way, love
Jeffrey Wright.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Bernard from Westworld is all I can think of, but
so good. Yeah,
I love him as a voice actor. But the one like I
he's
like
got
that
such
we
a
have
fucking
the
sorry, he's got such a cool fucking voice. He does.
I like that we had the Watcher in it. I think that's cool. Like the Watcher's a fun character that plays a real weird role in the world, but I just I didn't need it to be one connected story.
But then how do you get that cool Avenger spin, dog?
Yeah, I needed it. I didn't need it. I don't know. I just and so I think again we've talked about before that this is all leading up to Strange's multiverse world. Like we're just trying to open people's minds to multiverse because I know that Disney's laying the groundwork because God knows the average person's going to be like, I don't like this. This is different. Yeah. And so we're trying to open the minds to that, but I don't know.
So here's what I think is exciting. I feel like we have the opportunity to bring some of these characters to perhaps maybe Doctor Strange's movie or Spider-Man's movie, where they might be hopping from universe to universe. Bring back Peggy Carter and let her be Captain Carter in an episode, and for fucking 15-20 minutes. I'm sure she'd be super pumped too. I feel like we didn't use her enough. She was just Captain America's love interest. I feel like she didn't really get her respectable dues.
That's fair.
Who else?
Yeah, I think I do think that idea is great. I think there are some of these universes that we could even expand upon, and I would have been fine with that. Like, had we been like, here's season 1, and we threw out a bunch of what ifs, and then you can tell statistically like which ones worked and which ones didn't, and say, okay, these ones in season 2 we're gonna expand by 2 more episodes, and so like then you have what if, and then we were continuing on with the Peggy Carter story, and it could have been all about how she ends up making it work with what did they didn't they call him Iron Patriot in that one, the big robot that's essentially
Hydro Stomper.
Thank you. It's essentially DC Stargirl's.
Did you catch that end credit at the end of the finale? So Black Widow's like, oh, Captain, you need to come see this. And she looks through like a little slot and she's like, it's the Hydra Stomper. What's that doing here? And she's like, there's someone in it too. And she kind of looks back at it all excited, and then it just ends. It's supposed to, like, I guess, say that Steve is in it. I don't understand how Steve's supposed to be in it because he didn't get the super soldier serum. But
he'd be dead, dog.
Okay. What was your least favorite?
Probably the Thor one. I really did not like it.
Mine was the world lost its mightiest heroes.
It was a terrible one too.
I feel like it was a really maybe had we done it like maybe like a murder mystery, but there was no way I was supposed to be able to know what was coming, and it wasn't a payoff that felt good because it was like
nothing we were invested in.
Well, and the timelines really didn't work. Like, oh, you drafted my daughter into S.H.I.E.L.D. and she got murdered. And how am I supposed to? I can't care about it because I didn't know it was happening until you just, spit it out at me.
Right. Yeah. It was rough.
It could have been anything.
Yeah.
Could have been Doorman.
Oh man, can we? That got canceled.
What?
Squirrel Girl.
Did it?
Yeah. Before it even
the comic
No. They started recording on it. It was the girl from the AT&T commercials was going to be.
But they.
Yeah,
I feel like
squashed the whole project.
You were living 2 different houses ago when they talked about doing that, so I kind of had already given up on that.
That's fair, but no, like recently
our podcast was like our podcast was a different name when that idea started.
I think when that the announcement for like the official character and like actress and stuff, I don't think was. I thought it was like 2 years ago. But anyway, yeah, my dreams of a Great Lake Avengers series is dead.
Yeah,
Young Avengers may still live, but
it's a stretch. I don't think it'll be the same cast if they do it.
Fair.
Anyway, what was the most surprising episode? What did you think you wouldn't like that you ended up really liking?
The zombies one.
Yeah.
And it simply.
I don't think you said what like hooked you on that.
It was I really liked Wasp's character, and I enjoyed Peter Parker in it. I don't know. I just enjoyed both of them.
Yeah.
I really liked that dynamic between the two of them. I enjoyed Peter being like this beacon of hope, which he always usually is, but like in the bleakest of bleak, like we're talking, zombies have killed everybody you've ever loved. And so,
You didn't like, did you enjoy Scott Lang head and cape?
Yes. And I loved Scott Lang, but he didn't come up until like the very end. So like, I didn't want to include, but yes, Scott Lang was amazing as a head in the cape in the, yeah. So I just can go ahead and high five. Don't worry, I won't feel left out.
I super like what's her name? Janet? Wasp name Janet?
Yeah, I think so.
I really enjoyed her like sacrifice thing. I thought that was really good. I'd appreciate you shrinking before you turn into a zombie.
Word.
But
would have loved the forethought on that one.
Like I enjoy her like I can get this. I can do this for you guys. Don't you worry. I feel like everybody had good little sacrifices and whatnot.
I really enjoyed her hurling a body at the freaking jet. She's like, "Fuck you!" and just throws a body at it. The zombie part of it again, fucking stupid. I think it was our way to be able to show people killing fucking Avengers and it being okay.
Or like anytime the media can fit in a zombie, they'll fit in a zombie.
I don't know if you heard the zombie, but when Happy got turned into a zombie, he was still saying "blam," and that made me happy.
Yeah, I did hear that.
As he's being dragged in, he's like "blam, blam," and he's like very far away, "blam."
And you know what? I think that Wanda being a zombie and still having the powers might be the only one that makes sense to me. You know what I mean? Like everybody else, I guess like Peter Parker's zombie would have been really strong, and Captain America's zombie could have been really strong and fast. But
that was my point about
Hawkeye.
Doctor Strange.
Not Hawkeye. Falcon flying around. That didn't make as much sense to me. How does the zombie know how to use that thing? That makes sense. Anyway,
Doctor Strange took not 1,000 years, many years, dedicating himself to the art of the mystics, or the mystic arts, to be able to learn how to do shit. And like the zombie's like, fuck it, I got it. Don't worry about it.
Yep.
Portal. But anyway, what questions did I have for you about this?
I don't know, man.
Was there a what if that you remember or just want to exist that could have been in here?
See, the way that I thought they were going to take this is, let's take all our main stories and let's tweak something small on them. So I thought maybe they could have what if Infinity War and gave Nebula the gauntlet like they did in the comics. That could have been something that they just mixed up a little bit. I don't know. I really, really enjoyed their version of Black Panther. And I don't know if you know this, but when Chadwick Boseman was reading his lines for it, he told Kevin Feige, like, I love this T'Challa. And I think that we should incorporate this T'Challa in Black Panther too. And so they had plans to bring a little bit of the Star-Lord T'Challa into the Black Panther 2.
And it's so amazing and makes it even
super tragic. Yeah. Because he was already kind of headed that way with the, going to Oakland and buying land there and, incorporating their worlds and just so tragic. I don't know. How'd you feel about Thanos and all the times that we saw him? Also, just a side note, we don't have to comment on that, but we threw Drax in the background of every opportunity we could. Like, okay, I get it. I spot him. It's an Easter egg, I guess.
Yeah, and it wasn't even played by Bautista. So like,
right.
Fuck you. Like,
but anyway, the Thanos is that you got.
I like the Thanos in the T'Challa episode.
He was interesting. I feel like maybe we could have. Oh well, we would have to include the Punisher, but maybe like a cosmic Ghost Rider type of Punisher, or maybe who could replace Punisher?
They can't get too crazy, though, man.
Maybe Killmonger could have.
What would have been
Thanos?
Well, do we throw them a bone? Is the question. Oh, yes, only because if it would have gone terribly. What would have been interesting is had we done a what if Bucky became captain, but it goes horribly. Yeah, and it's kind of like he's got
just
piss in the
really
face every
slap everybody.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm all about that.
Because like at first they'd see the title and be like, "Fuck yeah, we did it, guys! We beat the system." And then God, that fucking Cookie Monster. He just cracks me up every time I see him. And then like it just goes horribly.
Yeah. I'm on board for that. Also, I feel like they could have done a Steve Rogers Hydra. What if?
Oh, that would have been really cool. Not a part of the what if series, but was a part of just a random shoot off where he became part of Hydra.
Well, I feel like they could have done the what if for it, and maybe he could have been the big bad with the gauntlet at the end. Peggy would have had to fight him. That would have been a problem.
That'd have been kind of cool.
Yeah, but
there's ideas. We have them. The people don't.
Email us friendship.supreme@gmail.com when you're ready for our contracts.
Let us know what you guys what ifs you wanted to see that didn't happen, and also did you also lose your fucking mind when you saw Gamora and said, "What episode did I miss?" You guys can like and subscribe. We make sure you guys hit like and subscribe. We have episodes every Wednesday. And we try to keep them topical and make sure that they're actually in there.
Word.
We're not a multi-billion-dollar fucking conglomerate, but
we're chugging along.
We still make it somehow.
We're chugging along.
Shit. Anyways, check us out on our social medias, guys. You can reach out to us anytime you want. What are those social medias, Cleve?
We have a Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter that are all Friendship Supreme, except Twitter has no I's in the word friendship. All I's typically make it to youtube.com/Friendship Supreme, where you can watch us and our faces. We also have a Patreon, patreon.com/Friendship Supreme, where you can give us $1 and we'll keep doing what we're doing anyway. So there's that option for you.
It's really just kind of like, when you tip the waitress at the end, like they already gave you the food. So, I mean, we're just going to keep going. But, if we made you smile or laugh, you owe us $1. So,
yeah, that's fair. You pretend you're putting it in my shirt.
Yeah. Anyways, I've been Michael.
This is Cleve. Follow me and dare to face the unknown and ponder the question: what if you gave us $1?